Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video for the Nicole Jones 911 Designs DigiPrint design team. So I've been using these fun printables a lot this month in my December memories or December documented album. And I love them, and I've come up with a few ways that I like using them repeatedly, and I find that they are fun and easy embellishments. So I've got a couple of pages here to share with you today, and I'll be back, as I had mentioned when I did my unboxing, that because I also use them just in my normal scrapbooking and not necessarily only for the design team projects, that I would come back at the end of the month and do a little bit of a wrap up of all the projects in which I use them. But today we're going to look at two pages that I did for my December documented album. Both 6x8, of course. This one is a fun little pocket page of some chats. Of course, one of the ways we've been keeping in touch, not just December, but throughout this entire pandemic, is by messaging. But I really wanted to spend a little bit of time documenting some of the messaging I've been doing with my lovely and good friends throughout December, sometimes related to Christmas. And this excuse me. And this particular one is an exchange with Christy, talking about our Advent calendars and our December projects. On one day here when Christy was at work and she had forgotten to open her bag that morning, and then she sent me a little bit of a preview video to where she was at in her album before she put it over on YouTube. So we talked a little bit about that. So here I did a 4x6 page. I just matted the photo in, and I'm sorry it is still a little bit dark here. I'm doing this early in the morning. I swear at this time of the year it's so hard to find a proper time when I'm working to record, but we're going to give it a try. And the paper I'm using here and here come from the Scrapbook and Cards Today, my December sampler. This fun paper, which I thought just went perfectly with this fun little chat that we were having. Back the paper just in cardstock here in the sort of paler of the pinks. Popped a little tab here that says Mary. And this is where I did just a little bit of embellishing, because of course I have this 4x6 paper in the back, and then I use this lovely green with some trees on it in a paler green, just to give a little bit of color and a little bit of design to the page. So I just went over on this side and I used some of the fun peppermints, and you've seen me do this before. I used one of each size, so the 1.5, the 1 1/4, and the 1. And I placed the 1.5 and 1 1/4 a little bit askew underneath the photo, and then I popped this red one up on foam to give a fun little bit of dimension and added interest to the page, and then just popped in the yellow to give a little bit of brightness, popped an enamel dot on here, which I think is fun. Then down on this one, just a fun little page chat, which is what this is all about, and these are the letters from scrapbook.com that came with the sampler. Paper again from the sampler, but then here I just popped a tab, one of the polka dot tabs in red, and another one of the peppermints. This one is in the turquoise. I think it's the dark turquoise, and this is the 1 1/4. Put a little silver heart from the sampler kit there, and a little enamel star. And then over here, which is more my journaling card, I took one of the tabs in the red, the holly and berry leaf, and I find this is just a fun, lovely little cluster here with a peppermint here, just so that, you know, we can bring this back. So we have the peppermint here in sort of the triangle that I like to do. Memories. This was from the Seasoned Spices, so it's the blue from the Seasoned Spices, which I really love. I put 5 here because part of this conversation was on day 5, and it was there, so I just added it. And my journaling is really just, I so enjoy my chats with Christy, and I'm so happy that she reminded me to get my advent calendar because they go so fast. And on the day that Christina posted them, she sent me a message straight away and said, go get your advent calendar. And she and Helen encouraged and inspired me to do an album this year, and I'm so grateful they did. I'm loving it, and are sharing of our projects as well. So there you go, a nice fun page in my book, and all the embellishments are from the fun DigiPrints. And then this one, this is a 6x8 page, a full 6x8 page, using one of my go-to designs that you know that I love to use, my 1/3, 2/3, with just a strip here in the middle. And this here, I am using the Tracy Reed's Home for the Holidays collection. I love it. And I've been using it quite a bit in my book. And this is just a fun photo of a little bit of a montage I did from a lovely present from my nephew, his wife, and the girls. And I just took the photo on Christmas Eve when I got home. And there's a bottle of wine here, so I took, this is from the Tracy Reed. I spiked the holiday cheer, which I thought was fun. A little arrow here that comes from the sampler kit. And then again, I went into the printables and I used one of the paler gray that matches perfectly the gray in this Tracy Reed collection, Viewfinder. One of the little labels in black, and I popped that behind to make a little cluster with just a tab here that I think comes from the Cocoa Vanilla Marion Bright collection, Joyful. And then down here, so that gives me that sort of diagonal embellishment, which I love to do as well. So just a little cluster here to fill my corner and my side. My little nod to Helen again. Another label from the printables. A smaller, again in the gray, viewfinder. And this is this was a 2-inch and a 1.5 inch. And then some of these lovely, lovely sketchy cameras that I enjoy so much. And the sketchy camera I popped up here on foam to give it a little bit of dimension. Put just a tiny little enamel dot in the middle with one here and one there. And I popped one up right there as well. So lovely present from Joey, Martina, Adela, and Julia. And that will go in a series that I'm going to do about the 24th and the 25th this year, although I spent it at home, but I did some Zooming, some Skyping, and I just spent some lovely time also chatting, watching movies, and treating myself to some lovely food treats. So there you go. Those are the 2 projects I have for you today, using those lovely, lovely DigiPrints. And I'm going to remind you that the 50% sale is going on until the end of the month. And with my code MOIRA10, M-O-I-R-A, all caps 10, you can get an additional 10% off your order. I'll have all of the links down below to the shop. I'll remind you of the code and links to the other teammates to see what they've been up to using their printables this month. And I will see you back here very, very soon. Thanks for being with me. Bye for now.